Hello and happy Tuesday to you from this Tuesday baby at Radically Rational and radicallyrational.com. I'm just reading the Tuesday morning shopping or laundry list. Let's see. Obstructing an official proceeding, defrauding the government of the United States, making false statements, assisting and aiding an insurrection. And don't forget, waiting in the wings, in the on-deck circle, conspiring to injure or impede an officer, and seditious conspiracy. It's quite the list. And it's true that these criminal referrals from the Jan 6 committee are non-binding on the DOJ, but they are nonetheless historic and momentous. Why? Because they're true. And don't give me this stuff about this being a partisan witch hunt. This was, in fact, a bipartisan report. And let me remind you that almost all of the really damning evidence and testimony was provided by Republicans, many of whom were members of Trump's inner circle and evil cabal. This is an earnest invitation. I'm not being a smartass, at least not right now. Tell me why and how and where this report is inaccurate. Tell me what parts of this report are challengeable, because they're all documented. How do we know? Because there are light years of videotape. There are hundreds of thousands of documents, because these idiots, these F-troop idiots, were stupid enough to write it all down. It's completely documented. And again, an earnest invitation. Tell me how or why or where this was not an attempted coup. Tell me how and why this was not a coordinated effort to overthrow the government of the United States. I'll wait. How was it not? And it was all coordinated by one man. All roads lead to Donald Trump. And as for Jan 6th, this was an armed insurrection, again, attempting to overthrow the government. This was not simply a sequel to the Dukes of Hazzard that got out of hand, which is the crap a lot of you were selling. No, this is significant. Tell me how and why it's wrong. I'll wait. Okay, so sports, football. All right, so we had this game coming up Saturday that was the most anticipated game of the regular season in the NFL. And now it is absolutely nothing. It's meaningless because of the Cowboys' really lack of maturity in losing that game to Jacksonville. This game against the Eagles is now completely irrelevant. It's like an August preseason game. It means nothing. The Eagles are locked into the top seed in the NFC, and the Cowboys are going to be number 5. And by the way, the Eagles ain't stupid. They're not going to play Jalen Hurts in this game. He suffered a sprained shoulder in that very physical victory over the Bears on Sunday. He's going to be okay. He could probably play if it was a playoff game. There's no way they're going to play him. So this is going from the biggest game ever, the game, this month's game of the century, to absolutely nothing. So Aaron Rodgers, after that victory last night, says he thinks the Packers can still make the playoffs. Well, they're 6-8 now. They've won 2 in a row, but it ain't going to happen because their remaining games are against Miami, the Vikings, and the Lions. That's not going to happen. So the Rams, the defending Super Bowl champions, officially eliminated from playoff contention. Think about this. The defending Super Bowl champions, but they paid a heavy price. They pretty well gave away all of their draft choices for the next 427 years. So it looks to me like the Rams' future is all behind them at this point. This is too good. This is too easy. Sunday's game between the Rams and the Broncos is going to be televised on Nickelodeon. That is a slime bowl indeed. Very disappointed to learn that Willie McGinnis was arrested on assault charges. I'm going to wait. I'm going to figure out what the facts are. I'm going to reserve judgment for right now, but I'm disappointed to say the least. I greatly admired him as a player, and I think he's done a wonderful job on television on the NFL Network. Look, I'm an old school guy, but Bijan Robinson is absolutely doing the right thing. in sitting out the Alamo Bowl and forgoing his final year of eligibility at Texas. So all I want to say is thank you, Bijan. Nicely done. I hope you have a wonderful, secure, and safe future. I've been very impressed by the Jets coach, Robert Saleh, not just because he's turned that team around, but the way he handles his players. He had to bust Zach Wilson a few weeks ago when he was playing very poorly and made some really unfortunate and callous remarks after a loss in a press conference. So he had to bust him down, but now he's building the kid back up. And that's good coaching. This may be a little tough to admit, but I have to tell you, I'm 68 years old, but I'm really disoriented by the sudden end to the UIW Cardinals football season. It had become such a big part of my daily routine. It really is disorienting. But once again, congratulations to new coach Clint Kelo, who was formally introduced at a press conference yesterday. He's going to do a wonderful job. San Antonio born and bred, UIW educated, played at UIW. He is the right guy. And at the same time, we wish G.J. Kinney all the best in his new job at Texas State. One more thing. This is alarming. I hope we'll all pray for Ohio State freshman offensive lineman Avery Henry. He's been diagnosed with a form of bone cancer known as osteosarcoma. All I can say is beat it, young man. We're all praying for you and all pulling for you. Let's do the best we can on a Tuesday. We are radically rational.